to Jeremy Irvine.
How you doing?
Hi. I want to open it out, actually, because we've got lots of questions from the audience.
As Warhorse was a book itself, did you read the book first to get into like the zone to act for Warhorse, or did you like not read the book and just read the script?
That's a good question, actually. It's funny. A lot of actors, when you're doing an adaptation of a book, you can feel a bit funny about reading the book itself, because what you're doing is obviously you're doing a portrayal of the script, and the book can sometimes be very different, and as much as it's an adaptation, the script is sometimes very different. I mean, you know, as everyone knows that sometimes just because a book's a good book doesn't mean it'll make a good film, so often it's quite different. Purely because just some things just don't work when you put them on the screen, you know. I had read it a long time before I knew about the film, but I didn't go back and read it because I thought we were doing a movie of the script, not the book itself. The book, it's told from the horse's point of view, where obviously, you know, in the film, you can't do that unless you're going to have the voice of a horse, which kind of begins to sound like a bit of a cartoon, doesn't it? So, no, I didn't really, I guess, yeah.
That's quite. I thought that was a really fantastic question, because it sort of made me think as well, particularly with like Pip's such an iconic character and something like Great Expectations.
Well, that was different. That I did because the script was very, very closely kind of based on the book, I guess. So for that, I did. Also, the Book of Great Expectations is told through Pip's words, so it's kind of, it would be silly not to, because you're literally, as an actor, you always kind of have to come up with what's the character's thinking and what they're feeling, and you've got a book that tells you, so you're like, well, great. That saves time, yeah.
Have you met Michael Mapergo?
Yes, I spent a lot of time with Michael, who is one of the sweetest men I've ever met, and he's lovely and wears a big red suit and he's kind of everything you imagine him to be. You know, his books have that kind of very fatherly narrative tone, and yeah, he's exactly like that. He's lovely, yeah.
What was it like working with Steven Spielberg?
Well, Steven Spielberg is, I mean, I don't know, does everyone know the films that Steven's done? He's done so many, and a lot of my favourite films. Everyone here has seen Saving Private Ryan and films like that. So, you know, you kind of turn up on the first day thinking, wow, here's someone that's kind of been such a part of kind of the films that I've watched growing up. And then you get on set with him and he's actually just like anybody else. You know, he's very, very kind and very generous, and he was kind of very fatherly, I guess, and really looked after you. And I don't know, like so many people who, you know, before you meet them, you're like, oh, you know, they're these huge, famous people. When you actually meet them, they're just really nice, normal people probably, and they're just very good at their job. So, yeah, but he was lovely, yeah.
You weren't just a little bit starstruck?
I think you are at first, but I think what a lot of people don't realise when you do films is not like when you're doing a play or something, where you do a play and you get the script and you rehearse for maybe 2-3 months. With a film, there's no rehearsal. There's absolutely there's none of that. You sometimes get the script 4 days before you start shooting, and you've never met the other actors that you're working with. So you might have to be in a bed making out with an actress who you've never met before, you know, and stuff like this. And it's, you know, there's all these, yeah, I think, you know, when you get on there, there's no time to be nervous or scared about that. Because, you know, if you've just met this famous actress who you're having to kiss, for example, like, you know, and you're being all nervous and coy, then, you know, there's not much point to it. So you just kind of have to get over that very quickly, I think. Yeah, you know, I think that's it. There's no time to be scared or nervous. You've got a job to do and you have to do it.
How did you prepare mentally for this film and emotionally?
Which one? My Warhorse?
Yeah.
I don't know. You see, I'm probably shouldn't say this. I'm not actually a huge animal person in real life. My brother's trained to be a vet, so he is. So I kind of looked at how he was around animals and things, and then that wasn't really working. So I kind of thought, well, you know, this horse is effectively this boy Albert's brother. You know, if he's going to risk his life to get him back, then it has to be that sort of relationship. It has to be almost on a family sort of relationship. So I started thinking, well, what if in my head, what if Joey was one of my brothers? Okay, well, how would I feel then if one of my brothers was taken off to the First World War and taken away from me? Well, what would I do then? What would I do if I thought that one of them had been killed in the First World War? And that's kind of the way I went about it, I think.
In the film, did you feel any close relationship to the horse you were working with?
Well, when I was doing Warhorse, we had about 15 horses, I think, playing Joey, and then another 15 playing the horse, Topthorn. And yeah, because you have to, you know, one horse can't do all of those things. So we had a horse that we taught to plough, and we had a horse that we taught to fall over and things. We had a horse that was trained to jump over trenches and things. And so I spent about a month and a half with the horses, kind of learning with them, because I'd never been on a horse. I'd never ridden a horse. And I think I might have accidentally told the casting director that I grew up on a stable. So I had to kind of learn pretty quickly. And so, but you know, like the youngest horse, the little Joey, who you see me training at the beginning, well, he had only just been born when we first got him. So you couldn't even get in the stable with him. So I kind of trained with him. So I kind of taught him, and he kind of taught me, I guess. And, you know, we kind of, you know, started off that you couldn't be in the stable with him. So for an hour every day, I'd just stand in the stable with the horse. And then over the weeks, I was able to get close to him. And then by the end, we had him playing hide and seek and things. So, and there's a scene in the film where the horse is looking for me, and I do a little whistle, and the horse comes running over. And this was this little horse, you know, that we kind of, you know, we taught to do that. Yeah, so yeah, you do get a relationship with them, but they're, you know, they're not always as easy to work with as people, I guess. They like to fart in the middle of your takes and things like that. But it's, yeah, of course we've got a relationship, yeah.
We've got to give a massive hand to Jeremy Irvine for coming in.